being serious right now?
Yeah,
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Welcome to another episode of Movie Review, the top show where we talk about any movie anywhere in the world. If it's top, if it's trending, they put it to me, I watch it, and I talk about it. And ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about the single most anticipated movie of the year 2025 without any doubt or any kind of like misconstruction. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Superman. As always, I'm your host, Patrick, and we're following the story of, again, like I said, the most anticipated movie of the year. Was this movie a hit? Did this movie miss? Let's check it out in this review.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some
it's a
might.
lot of fire,
It's
but-
a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny?
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe, I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman.
The cinematography here was one of the big plus points for me because it was one of the points which I had some doubts about. Look, if you're a DC fan, you followed the DC, when it was under Zack Snyder, you know that Zack Snyder did not miss with his cinematography. Zack Snyder put out top-notch cinematography every single time. So when they switched Zack Snyder and they had some other director come in, I was a bit tedious. I was like, is he going to be able to give us the cinematography that is befitting of a character as globally recognizable as Superman? And let me tell you, cinematography did not miss whatsoever. Like, it was so perfect. It was just so perfect. First of all, thank God we have colors again in a Superman movie. Zack Snyder was great, but he was so muted. He had the characters always be in dark colors. Even Superman, who's supposed to be this symbol for hope, and just joy and everything. But now we've got the big red and blue out in the sky again. We've got smiley faces. We've got top-notch IMAX level cinematography going on here. Combat scenes were great. We had a black hole in this movie. It did not miss. CGI is working perfectly. Action sequences were great. It's just absolutely adorable. Also, I just have to add this part. The scores in this movie, chef kiss.
Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States
representing
will
anybody
cause more
except for me
problems around the world.
and doing good.
So the big debate heading into this movie, apart from like the change in director and anything, one of the big debates was Superman not being played by Henry Cavill. That was a big thing that just caused turmoil on the internet. We had people saying that they'll boycott the movie because it wasn't going to be played by Henry Cavill. That's how big of a thing it is. I was more optimistic. I was looking forward to, how does David Corenswet perform this role as Superman? If you're playing Superman, it's such a heavy thing to do. It's such a huge responsibility. And I've got to say, Corenswet, well done. Well done. It was so perfect. He really gave the warmness of Superman. Like, Cavill's performance as Superman gave more godly, and Corenswet is more goofy superhero. Is more, Boy Scouts type of Superman iteration, which is what people came up to know Superman was like. If you read the comics or anything, he's just this adorable character who's almost completely clueless about anything else besides helping people. And that was what Corenswet played, and he did it so perfectly. I'm told the guy is a little bit clueless in his real life, in a way. Yeah, right? So, it was just so perfect. I love that performance. It was great. And when we talk about some of the scenes here, there's a lot of scenes, a lot to unpack here. So many great scenes, but I'm just going to talk about one. The 12-minute argument between Clark and Lois. Yo, that is acting. Like, that is perfect acting. I loved it on so many levels. I loved it because, first of all, they give Superman some kind of personality. He's not just a druid or a robot or just an alien. He has feelings and he can speak about these feelings, but also, it was just so beautiful. The dialogue there, I'm not going to say much else. We're short for time, but goodness me, it was just so beautiful. You should see this movie for just that scene alone. 12-minute long, dialogue, absolutely perfect.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die. Eyes up here.
This is a pro-heavy movie. This is a movie littered with pros. The acting performance was not just great on its own, but it fills you with hope because this is the beginning of the new DCU. Yeah, this is the beginning of the new DCU, and it fills you with hope because we've got David Corenswet playing Superman. You know, we saw an actual Lex Luthor this time, not the Lex Luthor that we had when it was Zack Snyder producing these movies. We've got an actual Lex Luthor going on here. Lois Lane, I've got to say, the Lois Lane in this movie is it's just the most adorable Lois Lane I've seen in any Superman movie. You could go all the way back to Smallville, you could go to Superman and Lois, you go to Zack Snyder's iteration, Superman versus Batman, all those movies. No Lois Lane has made me look at a woman and thought to myself, you know what, if I was a supernatural alien with all these godly powers and I came to Earth, I could fall in love with that woman. This is the first time I'm seeing a Lois Lane. It's like, I understand where Clark is coming from. That shorty is, you know, yeah. So yeah, pro-heavy movie, cinematography, great acting performances, great story, is just beautiful. And I don't really have that much by way of cons. Figure it out for yourself.
Your choices. Your actions.
I think it's still streaming. I think it's still on screens. Yeah, it's not streaming. It's still in cinemas, right? At the time you're watching this, it's probably still on cinemas. So if you are one of those hard-headed people who at this point has not yet seen the movie, do yourself a favor. Not for me, for you, for your own well-being, for your overall happiness, so that your life will not just be, you know, you can't be always serious all the time. It can't always be, you know, struggle, strive. The economy is hard. No, please take yourself to the cinema, have some popcorn, and watch a beautiful movie. You heard it here first. This is an absolute must-watch. Leave everything you're doing, pick a day, go see this movie, feel the vibes. You're very welcome, for my opinion, and I'll catch you all in the next episode.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
Media queen Toke Makinwa shared the sweetest news. She's expecting a baby girl. In a heartfelt reveal, Toke called it the greatest, biggest project of her life and thanked God for making 2025 unforgettable. Congratulations are pouring in for the mom-to-be.